It's the first day of Advent, and I'm gonna have a beer. Special German lager, I hope it brings you cheer. 'Cause if it don't, you know I won't. I'll be drinking it again next year. Hey, yeah. Take it away, Vern. All right, it's time to dig into this Advent calendar. But first, in case anyone out there is wondering, what is Advent? Well, just to be brief, Advent is a very special time in the traditional Christian calendar, kind of a prelude to Christmas. Think of it like in a musical theater production in the first act, where you have the various members of the chorus going around on stage and singing exposition about the world that they live in, and maybe a few characters start showing up that seem a little more knowledgeable, a little more ambitious, and you start building the tension and the anticipation towards the arrival of the main character that's going to really drive the story. Of course, there are various kinds of traditions and different types of Christian churches, but where I grew up, Advent was mostly celebrated in the form of a calendar like this one. Albeit not beer, we'd have chocolates or some other small treats inside. And hey, speaking of little treats, you're going to want to take advantage of the special treats offered by today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play mobile phone game where you can go on fantasy adventures and fight the bad guys and do the magic and catch 'em all. You think they bought it? Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, like I'd take their money. Oh boy, as if anyone would pay me to do this. Hey, if you actually play that game, drop a note in the comments, but they sponsor what? Like half the videos on YouTube? Has anybody actually seen the game in person? Come on. Raid Shadow Legends. More like paid shilling legends, am I right? Waka waka. But seriously, there actually is an app I would like to talk to you about. And that is the beer tasting app provided by today's Advent calendar creator, who are not a sponsor and don't even know that I exist. Kalia, the German company with the Hawaiian name who put out the Advent calendar, are promoting this beer tasting app where users can share information about beers that they've tried and share ratings based on the foam, the smell, the taste, and the label. Say what they like or what they don't like. They're all about sharing information about smaller, independent brewers, and not just German ones, as it turns out. The app is available for free on Android or iOS, and well, it's definitely free. Advent calendars have these numbered areas, and you find the one corroborating the day you're on, and you push it open, and you pull out your treat for that day. Let's see what beer we have for the first day of Advent. Oh, this is going to be so auspicious. And we've got. Oh, um, sure, yeah. Um, if you're a native English speaker, you're probably seeing the word hell emblazoned in large print on this can and asking yourself a few questions. But remember, this is German beer, okay? So don't worry. It's not the same in German. Hell is not a lake of fire and brimstone. In German, hell is just the place that your soul gets sent to for eternal torment and damnation if you have a lack of belief or an improper belief in the Christian God. Do human beings actually believe that about other human beings? What does Santa have to say about this? All right, let's pour this beer. I've set up this typically German Christmas scene. I mean, sure, technically Handel's Messiah was written for Easter, but everybody plays it for Christmas, so let's just pretend like that's what it is. And here's our beer, the Schnitzlbaumer Lagerbier Hell. Bright and light beer. Check out the can. Very traditional, kind of European look, if you ask me. And let's get an appropriate drinking glass. Here we go. Yeah. All right. And let's pour this beer. Now, some people like to drink straight from the can or the bottle. As for me, I like to pour it out so that I can get a good look at the color and really breathe in the aroma of the beer as I sip it. Yes, I know that might sound a bit pretentious, but hey, I like what I like, okay? Yeah, have a look at the color, the foam. Isn't that just it's such a pretty sight. Okay, now let's get ready and take this beer over to the room where I watch all my movies and YouTubes, and let's pair this up with a piece of holiday film. Well, I'm here in the room where I sometimes watch YouTube and movies. Let's taste some beer. Okay, we got the Schnitzlbaumer Lagerbier Hell. Let's see. Now you see, you got a nice golden color and the aroma. Okay, yeah, smells like a beer, but German. Yep, yep. Taste. Let's see the taste. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. It's light, a bit creamy. Got some hops coming through a little more than you would with your typical North American lager. A little sweetness. Very bright, very bright. So, what movie do we pair with this? Now, got a light, pleasant, but a little bit more complicated flavor than you might expect. So, the holiday movie that I think is going to just sit perfectly with this beer has got to be 1988's classic Ernest Saves Christmas. Known, of course, by film buffs around the world as the highest grossing of all the Ernest movies and the most holiday friendly. Ernest Saves Christmas, starring Jim Varney as Ernest, the titular taxicab driver in Orlando, Florida, is the story of said taxicab driver's efforts to help Santa Claus find a suitable replacement in time for Christmas. Along the way, he makes some friends and helps a young teenage girl start to find her footing in the world. It's a pleasant, family-friendly film that's maybe a little more complex than you might expect. Give it a watch and have a Schnitzlbaumer. Invite your cat.